All right, in this video, I'm going to discuss the current situation with State Farm having massive rate increases, specifically in California. Is State Farm or the insurance industry crashing? They're threatening the California Department of Insurance. The California Department of Insurance and the political side of things is pushing back, and it's causing a lot of disruption in the insurance industry for policyholders, for insurance companies, for insurance agents. So what's going to happen? Is this going to call for a federal, involvement, a government involvement, because it's now becoming a nationwide crisis? And what are consumers going to do with $1,000 to $2,000 a month in home insurance costs? How can you barely afford a home in California, and on top of that, you got $1,000 or $2,000 going into your home insurance, which is not equity in your home. It is just sunk costs. So let's dive into the video. I'm going to try to give you the facts, what I think is happening with State Farm, what I think will happen for consumers, and then also how I see this playing out in the future here and hopefully getting resolved. So let's dive into it. All right, so first and foremost, is State Farm, crashing? Is the insurance market crashing? The answer to that is State Farm has, and it's a bit of a loaded answer, because State Farm has a master insurance company that they break out other smaller insurance entities. Most insurance carriers do this. They have a master company and they have sub-entities that are insurance companies that insure very specific products or states. California has one that's called, I believe it's called California Mutual. State Farm, I'm not a State Farm agent, so I don't know exactly the details, but State Farm, the master company, and then there's the California Mutual that insures home insurance in California. That's the one that is hurting. That's the one that had the low rate, financially rating drop to a B+. That's the one that you're hearing all the news about. The State Farm master company, they are in great financial standing. They made $1 billion last year. Honestly, I think that is the accurate number. And then this is the one that's hurting because that's an unprofitable section of the company. This is exactly why they break them out into entities like this, so they can identify probably easier also profitability in different states and different products, see what's going on, and shut them down if needed. So that's what they're saying now. They're homeowners in California, 1 in 5 homeowners have State Farm home insurance in California. So State Farm carries huge weight in California. They're basically coming to the Department of Insurance, to the California, political side of things where they're making these decisions, and they're calling and demanding another 35% rate increase on home insurance. That's a huge rate increase. Normally, we see 6 to 10% rate increases annually. These are big jumps, and this is all because California specifically, not other states in the country, they stopped rate increases during COVID. So now the insurance companies have to catch up with these massive rate increases to make back all this lost rate increase with inflation, all the things that happened during COVID. So it's a very simple business model. If you're selling pizzas, if your cost of making a pizza is $15, but you can only sell them for $11, you're gonna shut your doors because you're losing money every pizza you sell. So that's what's happening in California. That's what's been happening. State Farm is now demanding, and it's going to be very interesting to see how the Department of Insurance in California deals with this. This is also now becoming a nationwide problem because it's not just California. There's like Florida and other states that have natural disasters. So now they're saying that there might be some federal and government involvement. Guys, this is really going to be a very interesting time in the next 1 to 2 years to see what happens. Homeowners in California, like I said, it's already hard enough to buy a $1 million home here in California with taxes and insurance. I mean, so now the insurance is just adding another layer of hurdle to doing that. What's going to happen? We don't really know. It's going to be very interesting. I think within the next year, California has to budge. There's no other way that State Farm continues to do business in California if they don't allow for those rate increases. They need to be profitable. A business needs to be profitable, and the only people that are really getting hurt from this are the homeowners and policyholders. So we'll see how that happens. They're also talking about potentially doing a federal reform where they start to do a pool of money for all home insurance private carriers, where they start to fund into a pool like Medicare. I don't know enough about that because I don't really do health insurance in the first place and Medicare, so I don't know how these pools of different things work. I have a feeling that will not work because A lot of insurance carriers, we know some of those insurance carriers played their cards very well during COVID and those rate increases, and they planned for this well because they were more California based. You know, they did a good job pushing through this, and they're gonna, I believe, do well on the back end. So I don't think they're gonna want to play ball with this, you know, federal reform. They're probably gonna want to do their own thing. And ultimately, guys, I just wanted to bring this news to you. It's huge rate increases from State Farm. The government might have to get involved. California is getting threatened. They're going to have to play ball if they want to continue to, you know, do business with State Farm, which is a huge player. They carry a lot of weight. And so, very interesting times. I don't think State Farm is going anywhere at all. State Farm is so strong financially, but now it's getting to the point where the federal government may have to get involved and make these things get solved. But I believe within 2025, 2026, everything will get solved. It's just a matter of how fast and when. And if you go with those other insurance carriers like California Fair Plan, and that's a whole other discussion, but all these customers are having to go to California Fair Plan. It is not a good company, very low quality company, very expensive, and bare bones coverage. So we need to find a solution. Hopefully they do find a solution, and that is all. Just wanted to bring you guys some value here and show you guys what's going on in the news. See you soon. See you at the top. Peace.